Focusing on melting away stress and anxiety, this yoga class will gently stretch the body while soothing the mind and teaching mindfulness. Let's go ahead and settle into a comfortable seated position, letting the eyes close, taking the hands to the knees with the palms facing up, and just settle into your seat, getting grounded through your sit bones, and then extending all the way up through the spine, through the crown of the head, rolling the shoulders back. We'll take a deep inhale through the nose, and then hold the breath at the top, and then take a slow, deep exhale through the nose. So before we get started with any physical movement, we just want to tune into our breath, connecting the mind and body, getting centered and setting up for a positive practice. So again, take a slow, deep inhale through the nose, and begin to notice how your body or your mind feels right now. Hold the breath, and on the exhale, start to release any tension in the hips and the shoulders and the neck. And then again, slow, deep inhale through the nose. This time, notice if there are any thoughts or emotions rummaging through your mind. Hold the breath, and on the exhale, let those thoughts go. For these next few moments, you're just going to be with your practice, just you and your practice. If distractions do arise throughout your practice, notice them, being aware, but then just let them flow through. Go ahead and open your eyes, and we're going to start to make circles, so as large or as small as you want, but try to play around with your cat-cow pose. So as you inhale, coming forward, arching the spine. As you exhale, curling the spine. Inhale, coming forward. Exhale, back. So not only are we opening through the shoulders and the spine and awakening with these circular movements, but we're also opening through the hips. So really focus on these key areas that are often tense and tight from stress and anxiety. And then go ahead and reverse your direction. So whatever you're doing on the first side, do it on the second side, and still playing around with that cat and cow movement. So we're pulling the chest forward as we come forward, and then curling the spine as we go back. And try to tap into the side body as well in your transition forward and back. Deep inhale through the nose. Deep exhale through the nose. And then we'll bring it back through center and cat-cow through our seated position. So inhale, bringing the chest forward. Exhale, curl in, gazing in at the belly. And then inhale, reach it forward again. Rolling the shoulders back, arching the spine. On the exhale, come back through center and switch your feet. So bringing the opposite foot in front this time. And then continuing with our cat-cow, we'll curl the spine, reaching it back. And then inhale, reach forward again, rolling the shoulders back. Exhale, find your cat pose, curling the spine. Inhale, coming forward into your cow pose. And then we'll make our way back through center, bringing the soles of the feet to touch, knees splay open. We'll grab the ankles and get long through the spine, so rolling the shoulders back. Inhale, lengthen, and then exhale, fold forward over the legs into our Baddha Konasana, or our cobbler's pose. Feel free to let the head hang heavy, releasing the neck, gently opening the hips and the legs, and just breathing, finding awareness in your body and with your mind. Notice if your face feels tense, and go ahead and start to relax through your jaw, through your eyebrows, even through your ears. On the next inhale, lift the torso back up. And taking a twist to the right side, we'll take the left hand to the outside of the left knee, the right fingertips back behind us. Inhale to lengthen the spine. Exhale to twist a little bit deeper, maybe even looking back. And at the same time, keep pulling the knees towards the ground, not letting them reach up. And then slowly make your way back through center, taking a twist on the other side this time. We'll reach the right hand to the left knee, the left fingertips back behind us. Inhale to lengthen, exhale to twist, and maybe even gaze back behind us. Remembering your slow, deep inhale through the nose, and your slow, deep exhale. The next inhale brings us back through center, and we'll make our way into tabletop position on all fours, aligning wrists below shoulders, knees below hips. Once you've found a neutral spine, go ahead and extend the right fingertips to the upper right corner of your mat, and then take your left toes to the back left corner of the mat. Find stability here, and then on the next inhale, go ahead and lift off of the ground, reaching in opposite directions. Flex through the lifted foot. Reach the right fingertips as forward as possible, gazing forward and slightly down. And then exhale, bring it back down into tabletop. Setting up for the other side, we'll take the left fingertips to the top corner of the mat and the right toes back. On the inhale, start to lift, reaching from fingertip to toe tip. Use the core to help you stabilize. Take a deep inhale, and on the exhale, take it back down. From here, walk your hands out in front of you about a foot, tuck the toes, sit the hips back onto the heels, melt the chest towards the ground, still gazing forward though. So breathe into the shoulders and into the upper back, still melting the chest closer to the ground, and then go ahead and release the forehead to the ground in this modified child's pose. On the next inhale, reach the hips up and bring the knees together, and then shift the hips forward and down. Spread the fingers wide, coming into your upward dog or your cobra, whichever you feel more comfortable with. So if you're coming into cobra, go ahead and bend at the elbows. Whichever pose you're in, roll the shoulders back and then down away from the ears, expanding through the chest, through the collarbones. And on the next exhale, find that modified child's pose again with toes tucked. Inhale, come forward, upward dog or cobra pose. If you're in upward dog, try to keep only the hands and the tops of the feet grounded, so you're pushing away from the ground and the legs are hovering. And exhale, tuck the toes, finding child's pose again. And then from here, we're going to lift the hips up and then back, straightening the arms, straightening the legs, finding downward dog. And then start to pedal the feet, bending opposite knees, opening up through the back side of the body. Make sure the fingers are spread wide. And then start to shake the head and then nod, releasing the neck. Take a deep inhale. And on the exhale, start to walk the feet forward to the top of the mat until you find yourself in forward fold. Once there, start to rock forward onto the balls of the feet and then back into the heels. And then settle back into your neutral forward fold. Grasp opposite elbows, letting the neck hang heavy. Deep, slow inhale through the nose. Hold the breath. Deep, slow exhale through the nose. And then again, start to rock your weight forward and then back, rocking into the balls of the feet and then the heels, playing around with stretching different areas of the legs and how that feels. On the exhale, fold back in, planting all points of the feet. Start to plant the right fingertips to the middle of the mat, a few inches in front of the toes. Bend through the right knee and lift the left arm to the sky. Inhale to lengthen from fingertip to fingertip. And exhale to twist open a little bit more. If you want to drape your left hand over your back, then go ahead and start to do so, working into a half bind. Keep rotating that left shoulder back. On the next inhale, reach the left arm back up towards the sky, and then exhale, bring it down to meet the right in forward fold. Setting up for the other side, we'll plant the left fingertips this time, bend through the left knee, and inhale, start to lift the right arm towards the sky. So really lengthen, broadening through the collarbones, and maybe even gazing up past those right fingertips as well. And on the next exhale, if you want to take a half bind, go ahead and wrap your right arm behind your back, maybe even reaching the right fingertips in towards the left inner thigh. Keep rolling the right shoulder back, gazing up towards the sky. Inhale to lengthen the right arm back up towards the sky. Exhale, forward fold, both fingertips plant. We'll halfway lift into a flat back, so you'll press the palms into the shins, flattening the back, rolling the shoulders back, gazing forward, slightly down, with straight arms. If that's too much on the neck, then feel free to look down. And then exhale, fold back in, forward fold. Inhale, this time we'll rise all the way up, arms reaching up overhead, palms come to touch. Exhale, the palms to heart center. Inhale, reach the arms back up towards the sky. This time on the exhale, we'll bend the elbows, taking hands behind the head with the thumbs right at the back of the skull for a slight back bend. So reach the chest towards the sky, gaze up, roll the shoulders back, roll the elbows back. And then inhale, reach the arms back up overhead, and exhale, fold forward, hinging at the hips. Bend the knees, plant the palms, and step one foot back, and then the next, plank pose. Engage the core, engage the legs, reaching the heels back, and then go ahead and drop the right knee to the ground, and swivel onto the inner side of the left foot, and ground through the right hand. Make sure the right wrist is directly below the right shoulder, and then start to lift the left arm towards the sky. And then maybe start to gaze up, pulling the hips forward as the left arm reaches towards the front of the mat, hovering above the left ear. Really try to extend and lengthen through the side body, all the way from that left foot to the left fingertips. On the exhale, keep the left foot where it is and go ahead and drop the left fingertips back to the ground. So we're getting a little bit of a side body stretch and opening through the shoulders here. And then release the left knee back into tabletop. We'll set up for the other side. So coming onto the left knee this time, we'll extend the right leg, planting the sole of the foot. The left hand is grounded and we reach the right arm towards the sky. Inhale to lengthen, expanding through the chest. And on the exhale, reach the right arm so it's hovering above the head. Keep pulling the hips forward, opening. Take a slow, deep inhale. And on the next exhale, drop the right fingertips, keeping the left foot in place. Take a deep inhale. And exhale, release back into your tabletop. Tuck the toes and lift the hips into your downward dog. Pressing the chest towards the thighs, lengthening. Feeling the stretch through the shoulders and through the back. On your next inhale, start to lift the right leg towards the sky into your three-legged dog. So try to keep the shoulders in line with one another, try to keep the hips in line. And then bend the right knee and start to open the right hip, so stacking it above the left. And then square the hips once more. And using the core, we'll gently step the right foot forward in between the hands. Lower the back knee to the ground. On the next inhale, lift the arms up overhead. So the right knee should be in line with the right ankle and the back toes are untucked. As you exhale, sink the hips a little bit deeper, feeling that stretch in the left hip flexor. And maybe even start to reach the arms back, opening the chest. Take a slow, deep inhale through the nose. And on the exhale, plant both hands to the inside of the right foot, heel to the right foot to the outer right edge of the mat. Coming into lizard pose. For more of a challenge, tuck the back toes, lifting up off of the back knee. Make sure that right knee isn't splaying past the right ankle, so keeping it in line, hugging it in towards the right shoulder. And then start to get light on the right hand, and then on the next inhale, lift it up towards the sky, so a lizard twist. Reaching, expanding, looking up past the right fingertips. And then exhale, take that right hand back down, and we'll step the back foot forward to the outside of the left hand, so wide-legged forward fold. Inhale to rise all the way up to stand, arms reach up. Exhale, the palms to heart center. So from here, turn the toes slightly out. And on the exhale, bend the knees, sink the hips, sitting into our yogi squat. So you'll take it all the way down until the back of the arm is pressing into the inner knee, and the knee is pressing back into the arm. So if this is challenging and you can't get your heels all the way to the ground, then take a blanket or fold up your mat underneath your heels. On the next deep inhale, broaden through the chest, so really pressing into the palms. And on the exhale, focus on relaxing through the hips. On the next inhale, plant the palms, lift the hips up. And as you exhale, heel toe the feet together into your forward fold, hanging heavy. On the next inhale, find your halfway lift, pressing palms into shins, flattening the back. Exhale, fold back in. Inhale to rise all the way up to stand, arms reach up overhead. Exhale, the palms to heart center. Inhale, reach the arms back up. Exhale, bend at the elbows, taking the hands behind the head for that opener. And then inhale to reach the hands back up towards the sky. And exhale, fold forward, hinging at the hips. We'll inhale to halfway lift again. Exhale, fold back in, plant the palms, step back into your plank pose, and then downward dog. Exhale. Lift the left leg into three-legged dog, reaching it towards the sky. And then bend the knee and open the hip. Take a deep inhale. And then square the hips back off, and on the exhale, step the left foot forward in between the hands. Take the back knee to the ground, lift the arms up, low lunge, left side. Reach the chest towards the sky, gazing up. The arms reach slightly back for a back bend. Take a slow, deep inhale, getting long through the side body. And on the exhale, plant both hands to the inside of the left foot, heel toe the left foot to the outer edge of the mat, coming into lizard pose. So go ahead and tuck the back toes and lift off of that back leg if that's the position you took on the other side. Broaden through the collarbones. And on your next deep inhale, get light on the left hand, grounding through the right, and then lift the left arm to the sky. Gaze past the left fingertips, and keep straightening through your back leg, sinking the hips deeper while reaching the chest towards the sky. On the exhale, plant the left hand and step the back foot forward to the outside of the right hand. Forward fold. We'll spend a few breaths here in this wide-legged variation of forward fold. By manipulating our breath with slow and controlled inhalation and exhalations, we can lower our heart rate and blood pressure and in general just ease respiration. And by decreasing these physiological aspects that are heightened during the stress response, we learn to control our mind and body in its response to stress, not only in the present moment, but it's learned behavior that can be applied in later occurrences of stressors. On the next inhale, lift all the way up to stand, arms reaching up, and exhale the palms to heart center. Go ahead and heel toe the feet together, and then inhale to lift the arms back up. Exhale, bend the elbows, taking the hands behind the head for your back bend. Inhale, lift the arms back up. Exhale, fold forward, hinging at the hips. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale to fold back in, plant the palms, step back, plank position, inhale. On the exhale, we'll lower into chaturanga, so we bend the elbows in towards the ribs, lowering the body all at once. And then we'll inhale, pushing into upward dog or cobra. On the exhale, tuck the toes and find your way into your downward dog. Take a slow, deep inhale once you get there. On the exhale, drop your knees to the mat and make your way into a seated position. Coming into fire log pose, we're going to take the left shin and place it parallel to the edge of the mat. From there, we're going to stack the right leg on top, aligning right ankle with left knee and right knee with left ankle. And then flex both feet, find length through the spine, and either stay here if this is intense enough. For more of a challenge, you can start to bend over the legs. So this can be an intense hip opener stretch, and this is a really great pose for reversing the effects that stress can have on the hips. We usually harbor a lot of our stress in our hips. So whether you work at a desk and you're sitting all day long and your hips are underworked, or whether you're in the service industry or you're standing or walking all day, this will relieve overworked hips. So just find your breath here, taking slow, deep inhalations through the nose, holding the breath, and then slow, deep exhale through the nose. On the next inhale, lift the torso back up and pull your left heel so that it sits right outside of the right hip. So now your left knee is in line with the midline of the body. And then plant the right foot, pulling the right heel in towards the left side of the hip, and hug the knee in towards the chest. On the inhale, we'll lengthen through the spine and lift the left arm towards the sky. On the exhale, we'll start to twist over to the right side, hooking the left tricep right outside of the right leg. For every inhale, lengthen more through the spine. For every exhale, twist a little bit deeper. On the next exhale, unwind coming back through center and just bow over to the left side for a counter twist. On the next inhale, come back up through center and extend the right leg out to the right. The left leg stays in place with the left sole of the foot right to the inside of the right inner thigh. We'll inhale to lengthen as we lift the left arm towards the sky. And then on the exhale, start to side bend over to the right. Flex through the right foot and swivel the chest open towards the sky. You can press the back of the right arm into the right leg just to provide a little leverage to open up more. On the next inhale, use your core to bring you back through center, and we'll set up fire log pose on the other side. So we'll align the right shin parallel to the edge of the mat and then stack the left leg on top, again aligning ankle with knee, knee with ankle. Inhale to find length through the spine, and then exhale to fold over the legs if you wish to take that variation. Remembering your slow, deep breath and flexing the feet to protect the knees. On the next inhale, lift back up and then pull the right heel towards the left hip. The left foot grounds and reaches towards the right hip. Take the left fingertips back behind you and lift the right arm towards the sky. Inhale, lengthening, and then exhale, twist over to the left side, hooking right elbow to left knee. As you breathe into this pose, try to relax where necessary. If you feel like you're tensing in the hips or in the back in your twist, then use the breath to ease the body and the mind into the pose. On your next exhale, untwist and find your counter pose over to the right, just bowing over that right side. And then inhale, lift back up again and extend the left leg out to the left side. Flex the left foot. Inhale, lengthen through the side body, reaching the right arm up towards the sky. And then exhale, side bend over to the left, reaching the right arm towards the left foot. Swivel the chest open towards the sky, maybe even gazing up. And on the inhale, rise back up. From here, take the soles of the feet to the ground with knees bent. Reach the arms out in front of you and start to roll down one vertebra at a time until you're on your back. Once you get there, let both knees fall over to the right side. Gentle twist. Bring the knees back through center and then over to the left side. Bring the knees back through center again and then extend the legs out long, extend the arms out long, setting up for Shavasana. Close the eyes and settle into this space. Let the breath go on autopilot, no longer trying to manipulate anything. In this meditative state, try to just be right here, right now. So we know that there's no way to prevent stressful situations from happening, but we can control our response to stress. So through yoga and hopefully this practice, we can build a more mindful awareness of the present moment. And then off the mat, we can apply these tools in life's events by tuning into slow, controlled breath and keeping the mind in the present. You can then approach situations calmly and know that you're in control of your life and emotions and thoughts. Slowly reawakening the body. Extend the arms overhead and point the toes, reaching in opposite directions. And then pull the knees in towards the chest, hugging at the shins. Gently rock side to side. And then roll over onto one side. Feeling the support of the ground beneath you, just let it remind you that you're only human. And feeling stress and anxiety is normal. In fact, it's ingrained in us. So go ahead and make your way into a seated position, pushing yourself away from the ground. Let the eyes remain closed, bringing the palms to the knees. Find length through the spine and tune into the breath once more, taking a slow, deep inhale through the nose, holding the breath, and then a slow, deep exhale through the nose. Bring the palms to touch at heart center, letting the thumbs slightly touch the sternum, connecting breath and body, maybe even feeling your heartbeat. Again, slow, deep inhale through the nose. Hold the breath, open the mouth, and audibly exhale. Again, slow, deep inhale through the nose, filling up your space. Hold the breath, open the mouth, and audibly exhale, releasing any tension. Your breath is always here for you when you need to come back and slow down and reassess. Thank you so much for practicing with me. Namaste. If you enjoyed this practice, please give it a thumbs up and or comment. And if you want to see more videos like this, click the red subscribe button. As always, thank you for your support.